Are you thinking about having loose skin removal or cosmetic surgery, or you just want to know the process that you go through for this procedure? If so, then this is the video for you. Hi everyone, I am Miss Toy to Review. You can call me Miss Toy. I have been on a weight loss journey for 20 months, almost 21 months. I have lost 100 pounds with the help of a GLP-1 Zepbound, and I've lost over 100 pounds on my own. So I've lost 20 pounds on my own, and I lost 100 pounds with the help of a GLP-1. Okay, and so today we're going to talk about loose skin removal and cosmetic surgery. If that is something you're interested in, please stick around because that's what we're going to talk about. And if you like the content, I ask that you press like and subscribe. All right, so I wrote a little notes down so I could stay on track. And hopefully this video will not be long because I'm going to try to stay on topic. The first thing I want to talk about is why did I want to have surgery? Okay, so at first, I always knew that I wanted to have a breast reduction. I always had really big breasts, and that's where I gained a lot of my weight at. First is in my breasts, and so before I started my weight loss journey, well, I was on a weight loss journey, but before I started this medication, I had went to a plastic surgeon about having a breast reduction. And then when he told me they had changed the criteria for insurance and that based off of my weight and the measurement of my breasts, my insurance said they go together. So they said that I did not qualify to have breast reduction and I needed to focus on losing weight. So that was my focus. He told me to lose weight first and then come back to have plastic surgery. So I said, okay. So of course I was having issues trying to lose the weight by myself. So anyway, having a breast reduction has always been on the table because of that. So I was a size, before having my surgery, I was a size, and I can't even believe I'm telling my size because I never would tell nobody my breast size, but I was wearing a size 42J, okay? And that was really big. And so what happened was I started losing weight with the medication and my bra got really big. And I was like, oh my gosh, my bra is getting too big. So I know that my bra size has went down. So I was so excited to go to the store, to the bra store to get remeasured. And when I got remeasured, the lady told me, she said, well, you wear a 38J. And I'm like, wait, what? There's no way I'm still in a J. I was like, my bra is humongous. I know my cup size has went down. I'm really mad at this lady at this point because I knew my cup size had went down. And so she said, well, let me just go get a 38J, let you try it on, and we'll go from there. I said, okay. So when she left out, I'm rolling my eyes to myself because I'm like, this lady don't know what she doing. Maybe she knew because I know that my cup size has went down. So she brought the bra back in, and sure enough, I was a 38J. So I was very surprised that my back had went down. I was a 40 back since 18 years old, okay? And even though I got up to the 3s as my highest, my back was never bigger than a 42. So I was just like a 38. I can't believe my back then went down to a 38, but the cup size did not go down. So I was just like, oh wow, I'm gonna have to get a breast reduction. And then also I always had nice full breasts. My chest was always like the area that I really loved the most of my body. And I had really nice cleavage, but as I was losing weight, it was like the fullness of my breast was starting to kind of deflate and go down. And so I didn't like how it looked in my bra and things like that. So a breast reduction, and I was getting really bad rashes under my breast. So when I would go exercise, I was getting rashes. And even when I wouldn't exercise in the summertime, the hotter months, I would break out really bad. And it would take a very strong medication to clear the rash up. So it was getting really bad, very uncomfortable. And so having a breast reduction was number one on my list. So The next thing, the stomach was something that was not on my radar at the beginning. I have a pear shape, so my waist has always been smaller than my hips, but I did have, like, my stomach was, even though I was losing a lot of inches in my stomach, I still had a lot of extra skin. So then that's when the stomach became on my radar, and I figured, okay, maybe I need to have a tummy tuck or whatever. And so then that's when I started thinking about that. But the breast reduction has always been number one on my list. Okay, so we could get into what procedures did I get done. So I had a breast reduction and I had a fleur-de-lis tummy tuck. So you might be thinking a fleur-de-lis, because I had never heard of that. If you haven't heard of it, I never heard of it too until I went to my doctor. And a fleur-de-lis tummy tuck is basically people who have lost over 100 pounds, have lost a significant amount of weight. They usually have extra skin in their stomach, and they have a lot at the top of their stomach and the bottom of their stomach. And so usually when you get like a regular tummy tuck, you just have an incision from the bottom all the way across and a horizontal scar. But with a fleur-de-lis, you have a vertical and a horizontal scar. So it's like an upside down T. And most people don't want that because they don't want a scar going up and down. So for me, it really didn't matter. So when I went to my consultation with him, he looked at my stomach and he told me, you need a fleur-de-lis, okay? So I was a little disappointed because my insurance will only cover for the bottom part of my stomach. It would not cover for a fleur-de-lis. So that part of the procedure, I had to pay out of pocket. Okay, so you won't know if you need that until your consultation. But I am glad that I got it because it gave me the look that I want. All right, so those are the two procedures that I got done. Okay, so what is the requirements for the procedure requirements if you want to get cosmetic surgery? So one, they look at your BMI. When I first called my doctor a while back, he wouldn't even allow me to make an appointment based off of my BMI. So before I started my weight loss journey, I had called because I knew that it was hard to get an appointment with him. So I wanted to just get on the books. The first thing they asked me over the phone was, how much do you weigh and your height? And once I told them that, they said, your BMI is too high. And so I was like, oh, wow. So I couldn't even get the procedure. They wouldn't even let me get an appointment. They told me focus on your weight loss, okay? So a lot of surgeons are not going to operate on you if your BMI is too high. So if you still have a lot to weight to lose, focus on that before you even think about cosmetic surgery or loose skin removal. Some surgeons, when you have lost a lot of weight, they want you to maintain that weight for 6 months before they'll have the procedure on you. But my surgeon wasn't like that. He didn't make me wait a certain amount of time. As long as I met the requirement of the BMI, I could have the surgery. They do say you should be close to your goal weight because you don't want to lose a significant amount of weight after surgery because you could then end up with more loose skin. For me, I had to go to my primary doctor and get a referral. Now, that's because of the type of insurance I have. No matter what type of doctor that I want to go see, I have to go to my primary first to get a referral. So I got a referral. After I got the referral, then I was able to go in for a consultation. During your consultation with your doctor, that's when you want to ask all the questions. That's when you tell the doctor the procedures that you're looking to have, the look that you want, what do you expect from the surgery. Any questions that you have, that's the time to ask. The doctor will then look at your body. You got to take off your clothes. They basically examine you naked, take pictures of you, and they talk about the procedures that you want to have. And your surgeon will let you know what he or she can do for you and what is the expected outcome. So that's the time that you would do that procedure during your consultation. Now, when it comes to the price can be different depending on what state you're having a procedure at and what your surgeon, excuse me, your surgeon. So everybody is different and everybody's body is different. So we could get the same procedure and our costs still might not be the same. So there's really no point in telling you my costs because that has nothing to do with your costs. But what I did do, I did Google the procedure that I was having in my state just so I can kind of measure the price from the lowest to the highest, just to know where my surgeon fit in that price range. So that's something you can do. Let's see, insurance. Insurance did cover the breast reduction, and the insurance does cover if you've lost 100 pounds or more. It will cover the bottom part of your stomach, which is kind of like a full tummy tuck. It just depends on how much loose skin you have on your stomach. Now, you will have to pay your deductible and your out-of-pocket costs, whatever that is. It depends on your insurance plan. So everybody is different. And I will do a video about what the insurance require, at least what my insurance require in order to cover my surgery, part of my surgery. All right, regarding your medication, I had to stop taking the medication 3 weeks before the procedure. Now, some surgeons make you only wait 2 weeks. My surgeon made me wait 3 weeks. I had to stop for 3 weeks before my surgery. Also, I had to get blood work done. And I had to get a heart test. They did all this stuff. So they want to make sure you are in good health before they let you have this surgery, because it's a very major surgery and they want to make sure that you won't have any complications and that you're going to make it throughout the surgery. Whatever, that you're going to make it, okay? So anyway, you got to be healthy. If they tell you no, then don't try to fight it. Try to figure out what the problem is, see if you can work on it, because you do want to make it out, okay? So the surgery itself, how many procedures can you have at once? I had 2 procedures at once. Most of the time, they don't want to do more than 2 procedures because they don't want you under more than 5 to 6 hours. So most surgeons are not going to operate on you more than 5 to 6 hours, okay? And you really don't want them to either, because you got a higher risk of having complications the longer you're under. Okay, and so like I said, my procedure was 5 hours. How much skin did they remove? They removed total from both of me 10 pounds of loose skin, okay, which was a lot. Now, when I got on the scale afterwards, you're not going to instantly lose the 10 pounds or nothing like that. I didn't lose any weight from that, so I don't know where that goes, to be honest with you. But yes, they took away 10 pounds of loose skin off of my body. All right, so pain level. Oh, I meant to look this up, so I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna stop the video and come back. My breast, I was surprised my breast hurt the most. My breast, I would say a 9 out of 10. I was in a lot of pain with my breast. My stomach was about a 5. And I'm about to look up what was the name of the medication, and I'll be right back. Okay, it's called Exparol shot. I got an Exparol shot, if I'm saying that correctly. And it was worth every penny. I think my insurance covered it, but if your insurance doesn't cover it, I do recommend it, because I did not feel any pain in my stomach. So if I was laying down, I felt nothing. But when I got up to go to the restroom, I would feel a lot of discomfort. But it wasn't pain. It was just discomfort, tightness in my stomach. In my breast, I felt a lot of pain, okay? So like I said, my breast, a 9 out of 10 for the pain. The stomach, I would give it a 5, all right? And that was just for the first few days. After that, it got better, okay? So that first week was very difficult. Also, I got a nausea or a nausea pad or something like that, patch behind my ear right before surgery. So I was not nauseous at all after surgery. So I would recommend that, and you need to ask for it right before surgery, and they'll give it to you. All right, recovery. Some of the things that I did to help with recovery, one was preparation. I prepared my food or whatever, and I already had that in the refrigerator, already cooked and everything. That way, whoever is taking care of you, all they have to do is warm your food up. So try to do as much as you can so that whoever is helping you, it takes some of the burden off of them, okay? You will need help the first week. I'm not gonna lie to you. You're gonna need so much help that first week. If you can afford to pay for somebody to help you, like a nurse or whatever, I would say do it. If not, and you got to rely on your family, if you have somebody that's in the medical field, I will first go to them to ask them for help, because they're just more familiar with doing that type of stuff, and they're going to be very patient with you and things like that. So I would say if you got anybody in the medical field that's willing to help you in your family or friends, I would go with that person if you had to pick somebody. I did have to go with my mom, which I appreciate so much. And she came in town and helped me out a lot. I couldn't have done it without her. So special thank you, Mom, if you're listening. But that was a lot on her. You know, she's an older lady and she had her own pains and discomfort of body. So it was a lot for her to help me. So I would not, if I ever did another procedure, I would not ask her to help me. So I would say if you do have to get a family member, get somebody that, you know, can handle it, and you need to let them know what is required of them. So I say all that because a lot of people are going to say, yes, I'll help you, I'll be there for you, but it does require a lot of work from them, especially those first few days. So just let them know what is expected so it won't be too much for them. And if you could get more than one person to help you, that would be excellent too. Like maybe one person come in the morning, get another person for the afternoon, another person at night. So that way it's not overwhelming for that one individual, okay? You're going to need a lot of supplies for this, for recovery. I probably spent about $500, maybe $600 just on supplies that I needed for recovery. And I'll go over some of those things. Some of the things I probably did not need that I didn't use. So you might could spend a little less than what I spent. Lymphatic massages, depending on, I did need it for my stomach, I didn't need it for my breast, and that is very expensive. It was like $100 per, you know, each session. If you get a package deal, that's how I end up being $100, because I paid for 5, and so I paid $500, and so this stuff is costly. So just know the recovery, you're going to have to put some money aside for recovery. Let's see. I did get my lymphatic massage day 3. I got it day 3 and day 7 and so on and so on. It depends on your surgeon. Some surgeons might not require you to do it. My surgeon required me to get lymphatic massages. Emotions. I kind of didn't do that well with this surgery. I don't think. I was very emotional. I didn't know if I had made the right decision at first. I was so emotional. When I saw my body, I was just like, I don't know what I was expecting. So just know that when you have this surgery, it's going to look, you got to go through a process. So when you look at yourself, you're going to look kind of beat up like a train wreck at the beginning, but you're going to heal and it's going to get better. So for me, it was very difficult looking at myself, seeing it. I just thought, dang, you know, my body wasn't that bad. I started thinking like, just because I was big or had loose skin, I could have kept that, you know. And I mean, it's getting better. It's starting to heal. But when you first look at it, it's kind of difficult to see yourself. But like I said, it gets better. And I will say the people in the office, they really talked to me and let me know that I was not alone, that what I was feeling is something a lot of people feel. So if you're not like overly happy in the beginning, it's a natural feeling and it will go away, okay, after a while. And so I felt kind of alone because I didn't have nobody to talk to. I didn't have nobody in my circle that I felt like could understand what I was going through. And I didn't want to feel ungrateful, but I wasn't really happy in the beginning. So now I'm starting to embrace it and I'm starting to love my body again. Okay, so it is a transition that some people go through, and I was one of those people that went through it. Okay, after surgery, some people say they're very hungry. I was not hungry. I did not have an appetite at all. I just drank a lot of water, And I had to, after surgery, he would not let me get back on my medication for 4 weeks. And the reason being is because I couldn't get back on my Zepbound for 4 weeks after surgery, because they want you to eat. So they don't want your appetite to be suppressed, because they need you to be eating a lot of protein, a lot of food to help your body heal, okay? And the last thing I want to focus on is Fajas. Depending on your doctor, I had to get a Faja. Well, that was an issue for me, because with a Faja, my thighs are a lot bigger than my upper body, and I could not find a Faja that could fit my upper body, be tight on my upper body, yet fit my lower body. So it was just, I spent so much money buying Fajas, taking them back. It was awful. So I ended up just going with a waist trainer, because I was so frustrated. I didn't want to put nothing on my thighs. So it's good to have one that go over your entire body, but if you're like me and you're heavy at the bottom, it may be difficult. You're going to have to get one a specialty made Faja. All right. Now, I'm going to, oh, excuse me, you guys. I am going to show you, I'm not going to show you my actual stomach because I'm still healing. I might show during a live, so if you stay to the end, I am going to do a live for the people that subscribe, and I'll, let you know, and then I'll show you my stomach. But I'm going to show you my stomach, but I'm going to still have clothes on. Okay, so I'm going to move you back a little bit. And I do have, and you can see what I mean when I say I'm hippie. If y'all see, I still got thighs and hips, okay? So this is the lady. If you want to buy her, she had this online too. I still wear my granny panties, girl. I can't stop wearing my granny panties. Let me hold this up for y'all. Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna show y'all. This is my Faja. I mean, not my Faja. This is my little waist trainer. And this is a good one because it has 3. And I wear this, I'm now at the point that I wear 12 hours on, 12 hours off, because my doctor wants me to eventually get off of wearing it, okay? So I wear this in the daytime. And as you can see my waist. And I haven't been measured, but I think the one time the lady measured me, I went from a 40 to a 34. So now my waist is a 34. So if you can see it. See how flat that is? And they wanted me to put a Faja to get flatter. Baby, I'm like, my stomach ain't never been this flat. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. This is flat enough for me. So I had this on. I always wear like a tank up under it and then put my waist trainer on. All right, so if y'all got any questions, leave them below. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye.